It's a beautiful day at Harcum College. It's not just beautiful because of the sun, though. It's beautiful because everything is shining down on you as you complete this educational journey and reach your goals. It's an exciting time. Harcum trustees, honored guests, faculty, staff, students, family, and friends. I'm John D. Temple, president of Harcum College, and I want to welcome you to the 103rd commencement of Harcum College. Before we get started, if you have your cell phones on, turn them off. Seems like a no-brainer, but last year, as I said this, somebody's phone went off. So turn your phones off. And during the ceremony, please be mindful of, we have photographers and everything. You can't come down and crowd the aisles. So please be very courteous of everybody. As I told the students yesterday, this is your celebration. I expect you to hoot and holler when you come across the stage, but also be respectful of the next person in line. So, you know, a lot of applause today, but let's make sure we hear everybody and give them their due as they go across the stage. Because this may seem like a small space right here, but everybody wants to do that and they want to have their moment. So that's very important. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to introduce the platform party. If people aren't seated, please be seated. Platform party, be seated, so then you can stand back up again. It's kind of like calisthenics for you. Starting at my far left in the back is Dr. Sam Cimino. He's a trustee and he was instrumental in starting our dental program. Next to him is Dr. Ivan Lugo. He's kind of a rookie, but he's a trustee and he's also a dentist and he's doing great. Next to him is trustee David Jacobson, the CPA, also joined our board in 2017. Next we have Tracy Johnson. She's the president of our Alumni Association, the class of 2007. She'll be greeting you when you become alumni today. It's not in your program, but she's also going to do the benediction today. So that's Tracy. Next we have Louise Strauss. Louise Strauss is a trustee. She's a second generation. When I came here 12 years ago, her dad was a trustee, and she has followed in his footsteps. Next to Louise is Ellen Farber. Ellen's our newest trustee. She is a graduate of our interior design program. Graduated in 2012. Next we have Carl Thalner. He's an attorney at law, and he's the vice chair of our board. Going back over to the left is Ed Kovacs, Dean of Student Life. By the way, twice today he's taken claim for the good weather, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Next to him is Joe Karpinski. Joe's associate professor, and Joe will be reading the names of the graduates today. Next, we have Dr. Julia Ingersoll. Okay. They left you out of the script, Dennis. You have to leave. I'm following my script. Dennis not there. Julia Ingersoll is executive vice president of the college. In between Joe and Julia is Dennis Boyle. Dennis Boyle is a trustee. He's long-serving. He's been chairman of the board on more than one occasion. He actually, when I came here, when I took the job, there was a different chair of the board, and I was only here a month, and they said, "You got a new boss." And what? And it was Dennis, and you know, he served the college extremely well for many, many years. Did I make up for not? Yeah, okay. Okay, on this side, we have Alex Klein. Alex, there's a long history. You all started out in Klein Hall today before you came up, processed up here. He is the third generation to serve as chairman of the board. His grandfather, Philip, was not only chair, at one point he was also president of Harcum College, and then his father, Arthur, was also chair, and now Alex has succeeded them, and he'll speak to you a little bit later. Next, we have our speaker for today, Corinne O'Connell. She's the CEO of Habitat for Humanity, Philadelphia. And next, we have Annika Eskin. Annika is the president of Student Government Association, and she'll also be speaking to you in a few moments. So, you already applauded already, so you may be seated. A couple other shout outs before we get going. One of them is to our educational partner, iLead, and its CEO, David Castro, and also to all the representatives from all our partnership sites all over the region. Please stand up and take a bow. Take a bow. There's David. All right, all right. Okay, I'd just like to quickly say hello to my family out here. We have first my wife, Margie Temple. Then we have my daughter, Jessica, her husband, Tim, and daughters, Jaden and Jameson. Then we have my son, J.J.D. Temple, his wife, Juliet, and John J. III. So that's the family, a lot of J names. Okay, now would you please rise for the singing of the national anthem led by Kathy Anthony.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Kathy. Good morning. Dr. DeTempo, honored guests, Harcum trustees, alumni, faculty, staff, students, family, and friends. I'm Alex Klein, recently elected chairman of the Board of Trustees at Harcum College. On behalf of the board, I welcome you to the 2019 commencement. ceremony. Graduates, and maybe even significant others and parents, you have worked really hard for this moment. Now you are enjoying the special pleasure of being rewarded for the job well done. Enjoy it. The board members and I thank Harcum's faculty and staff who have provided our graduates with the academic and personal support they've needed to reach today. This past year was packed with memorable events. We celebrated our first Founders Day on October 1st. We offered 2 new events in the annual lecture series. We welcomed a record number of school counselors to campus for School Counselors Day, and we broke attendance records for Spring Open House on April 13th. The new programs in photography and digital design are building and growing, and we held our first art and design contest for high school and transfer students, offering tuition scholarships as prizes during that event. Harcum continues to prosper and grow. That's because Harcum's founders, Edith and Octavius Harcum, created a school where every individual could have the chance to learn and grow, develop unique talents, and reach for success in their chosen endeavors. Remember that your education is your best possible preparation for this uncertain world. And it's because of the continued support of students, alumni, and their families, we can continue offering the value of a Harcum education generation after generation. The board members and I wish all of the graduates the best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Good morning. I'd like to take this moment to commend Harcum's faculty and staff for all of their hard work and commitment to all of our students, but especially the students graduating today. Our faculty and staff have worked with dedication and skill to ensure that these graduates would succeed in their majors and have the skills and knowledge necessary to go on and succeed in the workforce and the world. At this time, I'm asking the class of 2019 to please stand, face the faculty and staff. Years after you have left Harcum, you may not remember the campus. You may not remember what the weather was like today, although hopefully you will, because it's beautiful. But you will undoubtedly remember your faculty and all of the instructors and staff who helped you when you needed help. During your time at Harcum, they nurtured you, they cared for you. It is their knowledge, their love of teaching, their commitment to each of you that has helped you get to where you are today. Now it is your opportunity to thank them by offering them a round of applause. Thank you. On behalf of the entire Harcum community, my best wishes to our graduates and their families. We look forward to continuing to know you as successful alumni. Thank you.
Don't sit down yet. Don't sit down yet. We're going to keep you moving today. There's some more thank yous. You know, it may be one of your family members, it may be a loved one, but this journey is not just done by yourselves, and we talked about that before. So we owe a round of applause to all the people out here that help support you and help to make it. All right, now you can be seated. Yeah, I was kind of reflecting this morning too that at Harcum College it goes pretty fast because we're an associate degree granting school, so people are through pretty fast here. It seemed like just yesterday we were doing open houses, or we were just talking about NSO, and here you are. Here you are. You're completing that journey. So right now I would like to call upon Annika Eskin to come up and greet the class of 2019. Annika?
Thank you and good afternoon. On behalf of the 2019 Harcum College graduating class, I'd like to thank President DeTemple, the Board of Trustees, faculty members, program directors, coaches, staff, family, and friends for being here today and supporting us throughout our journey at Harcum. Congratulations to the class of 2019. I am extremely honored to be here today and speaking for you. When I found out I had the privilege of delivering the student welcome, I began to reflect on my journey at Harcum. First, I thought about the knowledge I had obtained from my wonderful professors. Throughout most students' educational years, they meet one or two teachers who impact how they think and see the world. Whether it's a philosophy class in a college or your kindergarten teacher from back home, these educators have left a positive imprint on your life. Here at Harcum College, I learned so many things relating to my studies, but I learned a lot about myself and ways to look at life. Thanks to the dedicated faculty and staff, I learned about being a leader, setting goals, and managing my time. But the most important thing I learned came from my accounting class. I learned to always challenge why you are doing what you are doing and what your purpose is, to always ask the so what question. I encourage you all to ask yourself the so what as you move forward throughout your career and continuing your education. Ask yourself, what is the purpose of all of this education and this career path you've decided to take? How can you make a difference in the world? And how can you pay it forward? I promise you, if you continue to strive and do your best and discover the answers to your so what questions, you will continue to do great things. It's almost time to graduate, but before we do so, I'd like to leave you with an important message about this remarkable college that we are graduating from today. As most of you know, Harcum is branded as the College of Possibilities, and that's exactly what it is. Before I transferred to Harcum, I was at another institution where I was lost and unhappy. As soon as I arrived here, I met wonderful professors and faculty and staff who cared and encouraged us to get involved, and a community of people who presented us with an unlimited amount of opportunities both inside and outside the classroom. Harcum gave me the courage to become involved, got me excited about the future, and helped me create amazing opportunities. I humbly served as student government president and worked with passionate and driven student leaders from student government and resident assistants. We plan to make a positive difference on campus. I had the opportunity to speak with legislators in Harrisburg, and most importantly, I had the privilege of meeting with President DeTemple on a monthly basis on behalf of the student body. I learned so much from this wonderful college, more than just lectures on major specific concepts or how to produce a great fashion show. I learned that Harcum College is not just a great college with great programs, it's a family, and it's our family. It's the community and the people that make it so great, and that is where the possibilities lie. So whether you leave Harcum today and continue your education elsewhere, or go right into your chosen career, the Harcum College family and its endless possibilities will always be available to support you. Now let's graduate. Thank you, and best wishes to my fellow graduates for class of 2019.
I wish we could bottle that. I don't have any input into what the student speakers say, and I'm very impressed with that. Very nice. Okay, at this point, I'm going to introduce our speaker for today, but prior to doing that, we're going to bestow upon her an honorary degree. Corinne O'Connell, is a woman driven by the conviction that every person, by virtue of their humanity, deserves a decent place to live. Someone who has been recognized for her leadership in nonprofits and who generously shares her expertise to help other nonprofits in the Philadelphia area reach their missions. She's been working in this field for 2 decades now. She specialized primarily in housing and the homeless. To her leadership at Habitat for Humanity, she also brings experience from the YWCA in Seattle and Project Home here in Philadelphia. She joined Habitat as Director of Development in 2009 and served as an Associate Executive Director up until 2017, when she became the first Chief Executive Officer of this organization. She's an alum of St. Joseph's University, just down the street here, and she has a master's in nonprofit leadership from Seattle University. She served on the boards of Gearing Up and the Ignatian Solidarity. In 2015, she was awarded the Ignatian Award from St. Joseph's in acknowledgement of her efforts to be in service of others. She's also a 2017 awardee of the Valentine Leadership Fund, which recognizes enhances female leadership in nonprofits. Our interior design students, along with program director Heidi Techner and trustee Ellen Farber, actually did a project for Habitat for Humanity. So some of you have been very involved in that already. We talk a lot here about Harcum, about giving back, and we'll talk more about it during the course of this this particular exercise. You heard Anakin also talk about it, and I think it's very important. So I think that Corinne, from what I know, epitomizes what our founder, Edith Harcum, set out. If you don't know it, Edith was the very first woman to found a two-year college along with her husband Octavius. You know, we're very unique in a lot of different ways, but that's one of them. And I think that Corinne epitomizes all that our founder stood for. So Corinne, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, it's my pleasure to confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Social Innovation. Now we got to figure out how to do this.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. DeTempo, Harcum College Board of Directors, trustees, faculty, staff, and the Harcum community for inviting me. I mean this in the most sincere way. This is an absolute gift and privilege to be with you this morning. And an honorary degree in social innovation, I love it, and I'm gonna be hanging it on my wall. To each of you, the graduates, job well done. Rest assured, I recognize I stand between you and that diploma, so I'm going to keep it really short and sweet. But I'd like to offer a few thoughts this morning about possibility and awe, a new ecosystem, and the power of yes. So let's start with possibility and awe. In January of 2017, I stuck 2 Post-it notes on my front door. It was my own call to action, and they're still there, and when I went out this morning, they had even more meaning. One of them reads, "What's possible?" And the other Post-it note reads, "Be in awe." And right around the same time, right, so January 2 years ago, my 6-year-old niece and nephew were over. And Brendan's in his Carson Wentz jersey, and he says to me, he reads the first note, and he goes, "What's possible? What does that even mean?" And I said, "Well, what do you think's possible when we walk out that door?" And he thought for a split second, and then he says, "Oh, the Eagles are gonna win the Super Bowl." That's what possibility means. Possibility is in the DNA. We just heard it from Annika, right? Possibility is in the DNA here at Harcum. It's the College of Possibilities. Your degree is your own Post-it note, and it's your reminder of what is possible. Put your diploma somewhere visible and remind yourself every day what is possible. So the other Post-it note, right? The other Post-it note reads, "Be in awe." And so, not to be upstaged by her brother, my niece Beatrice says to me, "What does be in a we mean?" So I paused, right? And I almost jumped in to correct her or tell her, and she goes, "Oh, I get it. There's 3 of us. We're in a we." And this morning, look at this we that showed up, right? 400 graduates, your friends, your family, you're all, like, talk about a we. This is amazing, amazing. And we're also in awe of you, in complete awe of your determination to pursue your dreams, your courage to show up so big for yourself in the classroom, on and off the court, and with community partners. We're in awe of your belief in yourself, your future, and the possibilities contained in you. So at Habitat for Humanity, we're in the possibility business too. And the work we do at Habitat is absolutely impossible. We sell homes to people who do not qualify for traditional mortgages. We build homes in neighborhoods where most folks would never think to buy. We repair homes that have not had running water except for the leaks in the roof or electricity in years, and most would pass by outside thinking no one lives there. And we sell stuff at the Restore that have been discarded by others. And if you haven't been to the Restore, little plug, 23rd and Washington, great deals. Okay, right? But what we do at Habitat, what we do is possible. It's absolutely possible because of the generosity and the support of thousands of people who write a check, who give monthly, who show up and volunteer to help us lay foundation, build walls, repair roofs, and make home possible. And as a result, right, of this together, of the being in a we, the intangibles of hope, breath, opportunity, and wholeness become possible. So we repaired a home in West Philly, and the owner, Miss Nikki, she'd lived there for decades. I wish I had some pictures to show you, but anyway, so Miss Nikki had lived there for years. The roof had leaked, right? So she closed the second floor bedroom because the roof had leaked into the second floor, and then it leaked right on into the kitchen, so she just closed off the kitchen because it rotted right through to the basement. And for the last 10 years, Miss Nikki has been cooking on a hot plate in her living room. 10 years on a hot plate in her living room. So enter Habitat. We fixed the roof, we drywalled, fixed the second floor bedroom, and when our team installed the oven in not her Better Homes and Garden kitchen, like we're talking basic kitchen here, but when we put in the oven, you know what Miss Nikki said? She can show up at church again because she can bake for the bake sales, right? Miss Nikki's home has a direct impact on her physical, emotional, psychosocial health. She can show up again. She is whole again. So my challenge to you, the graduates, as you start this next chapter as leaders, and you are leaders, be in a we to make the impossible possible and all of us whole. So here's the second audacious idea, a new ecosystem. So a few weeks ago, we had to make a really hard decision, and we decided to walk away from a property. It had been vacant for years, and we had acquired it with the intention to rehab it and sell it to a Habitat family. But we walked away. And we walked away because on that block, one house was not enough. The ecosystem on that block was not safe. Not for our team, not for volunteers, not for the family that would buy the house, not for anyone who lives on that block. And that's the decision that motivates me every day. We have an audacious vision. We have a vision where everyone in this entire world has a decent place to live. And everyone in Philadelphia, thank you, we can clap for that, right? Has a decent place to live. And here's the thing, we all know this, right? The tentacles of poverty, they're everywhere, right? So it's education, it's health, it's racial equity, it's economic mobility, and at the core of all that is housing. Housing is foundational. So if we want to tip the scales, you know what we need to do? We need to build more. We need to repair more. And I believe, Habitat for Humanity believes, that it is entirely possible to infuse our city with enough affordable housing to change the ecosystem of Philadelphia. Not block by block, not neighborhood by neighborhood, but I'm talking about the entire city of Philadelphia. Through affordable housing, created, we can clap for that, created, stabilized, preserved. We will tip the scales and create an entirely new ecosystem of self-reliance, stability, and opportunity. We know, right? So those of you in the medical degree world, right? We know housing is medicine. We've partnered with CHOP. So when a kiddo comes into the ER, frequent flyer with asthma, the doctor writes a script for the parent or guardian to call Habitat. And we go out and do the mold remediation in the home because it is both more cost effective and the benefits for that child. So it's more cost effective for CHOP to fix the mold in the home to have that kid come into the ER over and over and over again. The kiddos go to school more and to the ER less. We know housing is equity. We worked on a home, it was the 500th home repair we did, Miss Maribel. She had lived in her home for 40 years, and it's in a neighborhood that's gentrifying quickly. 40 years. And we went in, we fixed the roof, we did electrical work, and that work empowers Miss Maribel to stay in her home, on her block, and in her neighborhood as Philadelphia is changing. And we know housing is stability. And at the home dedications, like picture it, big red ribbon on the door, we have the giant scissors. I ask our families who have put in 350 hours of sweat equity to get to that finish line, right? And I ask the families, like, what is it? What can't you wait for about your home? And I usually hear, you know, oh, a kitchen or a kitchen table or our own, or it's affordable. And I asked this mom, and I've changed her name because there was a DV, it was intense. Anyway, so Tiffany, she had 7-year-old twins, and I asked her, I was like, Tiffany, what is it? What can't you wait for? And she paused. And she told me about her day, and this might resonate with some of you. So they lived in Southwest, her kids went to school in Old City, and then she worked back in West Philadelphia. She got up every day at 4 a.m., and there were trolleys and there were buses to get to Old City, and then back to West Philly, and then back at the end of the day to get the kids. So she said, I can't wait. In my new home on Saturday, we're gonna be able to do the laundry with that washer and dryer in our home and have breakfast, and I don't have to take my girls on the bus with laundry to a laundromat and keep them occupied. So her home is, yep, a walls, and it's the roof overhead, but it's in pajamas on a Saturday together, right? That's what we're talking about. Housing is stability. So last but not least, the power of yes. We believe and we know there's real power in the Habitat for Humanity, yes. When families come into our program, it's oftentimes the first time they have ever heard yes. Ever heard yes. Yes, they do belong. Yes, they are valued. And yes, they are needed in this ecosystem. And the Habitat yes can spark other yeses. So consider this an evolution of yeses. 1904 Wilt Street was the first home built by Habitat Philadelphia in 1985, and it was originally owned by Eddie and Mary Butler. And when they passed away, the house came back to Habitat, and we sold it a second time to Miss Ilona. She raised her family there. They're grown, kiddos live happily married in Delaware. And I ran into Miss Ilona. I see her often. I actually saw her yesterday. But I ran into Miss Ilona a couple weeks ago, and she was walking to catch the 33 bus. And she was holding this little person's hand. And I said to her, Miss Ilona, I said, is this one of your grandsons? And she says, no, this is Genesis, my foster child. 1904 Wilt Street has tipped the scales for the Butlers, the Johnsons, and now is home for Genesis. He is safe, warm, dry, seen, valued, needed in this ecosystem. This different Philadelphia, this audacious, this impossible possible Philadelphia, where affordable housing has tipped the scales, needs all of us. And now I'm looking at you, graduates, right? Are you ready to tip the scales? When you leave Harcum College, are you ready to tip the scales in the community where you live? Here's the thing, you have the power because of your Harcum College yes. Your yes to seek out Harcum College, to pursue your degree, to stretch beyond your comfort zone, learn new, learn differently, to show up big. And Perhaps some of you doing it as a mom or a dad and juggling full-time jobs and all the other things, but you kept showing up, right? There's some hands there. Your Harcum yes will open doors. Your yes will spark other yeses. The moment is right now. It is entirely possible to change the ecosystem. We are counting on you. Be in awe and always be in a we. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. O'Connell. Over a 30-year period, my grandfather, Philip Klein, served with distinction as Harcum's president and later as chairman of the Board of Trustees. His vision and determination were vital to Harcum's rebirth and growth. His leadership was instrumental in creating the Harcum we know and love today. And his inspiration lives on among his family members and all the members of the Harcum community. Upon his passing, his beloved friends and family endowed the Philip Klein Memorial Award, which is granted to a member of the Harcum community who fulfills the following criteria: dedication to the high ideas of Philip Klein, demonstration of inspiration and creativity in his or her efforts, provides outstanding service to Harcum students, and through thought, vision, and action is dedicated to Harcum College. Any member of the Harcum College community may recommend a candidate. This year's recipient graduated from Harcum's own EFTA program in 1986. She has been employed at Harcum since 2008 and went on to obtain a Bachelor of Arts from American Public University in 2017. She is extremely creative in her teaching and finds ways to engage with students, no matter what their level of ability may be. She brings technology into the classroom and also does many hands-on activities in the classrooms, such as nutrition experiments, medical emergency role-playing, and many other engaging activities. Some of her colleagues shared the following things in their nominations. She is an amazing role model to students and faculty. She represents Harcum out in the community in many ways, doing community service projects and visiting students on their clinical rotations. At dental meetings, she contributed a great deal of knowledge and suggestions for the new digital radiography and dental computer software. She is a shining light, always smiling and finding the positive in every situation. And she goes above and beyond for all of her students. For her efforts on behalf of the students and colleagues, the Harcum community, and her profession, I am pleased to present the 2019 Philip Klein Memorial Award to Kathleen Hoffman.
Good morning. As you know, earning and maintaining top grades in a college is difficult. Sure was for me, and I didn't even get top grades. Students must spend long hours in class and more hours studying. They must constantly balance academic deadlines with demands from family, work, and other outside commitments. Harcum offers many resources to help students, but in the end, the effort to succeed comes from you. Because of this level of commitment, it is with particular pride that Harcum bestows the Academic Excellence Award on students with the highest grade point average. Today, it's my pleasure to recognize this year's Academic Excellence Award winner, who maintained a 4.0 grade point average throughout her college career. Rebecca Bondi is an interior design major and non-traditional student who is married with 2 school-age children, who came to our degree program already holding a bachelor and master's degree. Rebecca, who is known to faculty and friends as Becky, gives 100% in everything she does, and her instructors have said she exceeds at everything else she does. She has been described as someone who is incredibly thoughtful, a deep thinker, who spends a great deal of time researching her projects. The quality of her work has been outstanding from the very first project she completed at Harcum College. Please congratulate Rebecca Bondi. Is Rebecca here? Oh, there she is. Rebecca, I am in awe, or we.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
For you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
The Harcum Award. The Harcum Award is named for the co-founder of Harcum College, Edith Hatcher Harcum, and the Harcum Award recognizes the student who best represents the college in both academic achievement and extracurricular achievement. Today, we recognize a student who has demonstrated outstanding achievement in academics while also serving in several leadership positions. His teachers have frequently commented on what a pleasure he is to have in class. He has maintained a nearly perfect GPA. He only had one A- throughout his time at Harcum. He is a visible student leader, serving as an officer of the Student Government Association and also serving as a student ambassador for the admissions office. In that role, he gives tours to prospective students and families, and they have consistently complimented how wonderful he was. He is someone who has clearly excelled in both academics and in student leadership, and he does so with joy. Even with all of his commendations, it is important to him to value kindness and respect for all, and he's most interested in building a strong sense of community wherever he goes. Today, it is my great pleasure to present the 2019 Harcum Award to Joshua Mason. There he is.
Congratulations to the class of 2019 and Joshua. The Student Leadership Award is presented to the student who has demonstrated outstanding leadership, service, and contribution to the Harcum community. The story of this year's recipient is one of determination and inspiration. She is a talented student, both inside and outside the classroom, graduating today with honors, and she is someone who has represented Harcum incredibly well in her leadership roles on campus. This recipient has served as a student ambassador, a resident assistant, and in 2019 was named Resident Assistant of the Year. Off campus, she is active with PA Student Power, an organization that brings together Pennsylvania University students, youth, and allies to fight against oppression of all kinds. Currently, the recipient is working to create her own nonprofit organization called Unbreakable Me, to provide services for incarcerated women and their families. Serving as a role model for her siblings and remaining supportive of her mother, this recipient has epitomized what it means to be a student leader. It gives me great pleasure to present the 2019 Student Leadership Award to Moesha Morales.
Before we do the next award, I have to tell a story. I tell stories. And this will only take about 20 minutes. No, it's very short. It's very short. And it's about one of the recipients that just received the Harcum Award, Josh Mason. Last year at this time, Josh was helping with graduation. And unfortunately, he was on traffic patrol. And we're lucky that Josh is here because some attendee didn't want to listen to what he was saying and tried to run him over. So Josh, congratulations and thanks for being here. Okay, Harcum College challenges our students, as you can see by a lot of the things that you've already heard today. You know, we expect commitment to academic success, professional accomplishment, leadership, community service. I'm always big on service. You've heard me say that before, and lifelong learning. President's Award recognizes a student that epitomizes all that. And I decide with some recommendations from faculty and staff, and also with the Dean of Student Life. This year's President's Award recipient, as soon as I say the first line, you'll know who it is, served as the President of Student Government. Annika is special. You know, you say president, well, probably every year you give the award to the president of SGA. We do not. But she has just done such an outstanding job. You know, you heard her story a little bit. We were all impressed with her leadership ability and the way she raised the student government up. Again, you're all here for a very short time. Some years, student government doesn't really catch on. But this year it was not only very active, they participated in giving back, as we always talk about giving back. And she was a leader of just every one of these things. You know, she's extremely organized, she's a good role model, and you know, as you already know, she's in the fashion merchandising program. She helped us with, we had a new thing this year called Founders Day. We celebrated the day that we actually started classes back in 1915, which was on October 1st. And she was involved in that. She's involved in the scholarship golf tournament that we've got coming up. She helped with that. And there's just no limit to the things that she has done for this college. And it's my extreme pleasure to bestow upon Annika Eskin the President's Award for 2019. All right, one more, this is the moment. This is the moment. Professor Karpinski, would you please come forward? Okay, candidates for the Associate of Arts, please rise. By the authority vested in me as the president of Harcum College, by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the Board of Trustees, I am proud to confer upon you the degree of Associate of Arts with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining hereto. We are ready to roll.
Early childhood education. Ebony Dozier. Troy Saunders. Atia Johnson. Natalie Peralta. Mara Rivera. Pauline Blackstone. Yoritza Figuerosa. Regina M. Hickman. Brittany Rosario. Janae Davis. Stephanie A. Davis. Nadine Gillum. Susan Whitney. Jane Elahi. Alexandria Johns. Zenith Slaughter. Diamond Seegers. Joyce Kyler. Robin R. Mathis. D'Alfonso Brewington. Vanessa Smith. Desiree Wiley. Alethea Sanford. Mrs. Kimberly Baker Brown. Karen Hicks Green. Kalina Lynette Williams. Beverly Ann Cummings. Sherry A. Woodson Bowman. Aaliyah Crichton Harps. Shanika DeVore. Shannon A. May Williams. Tanya Shared Nutter. Crystalline Camacho. Aries Rivera. Lakeisha Smith. Dolores Diaz. Lisa Lee Rivera. Abigail Aponte. Ayana Rashid. Awilda Ramirez. Marissa Valentine. Colby Rollins. Carmela Young. Freda L. Belgrave. Jade Watkins. Heaven Ishmael. Aaliyah Smith. Tashana Dickerson. General Studies. Joshua Mason. Jamie Dolan. Deja Thompson Mitchell. Curran Baldwin. Naima Keys. Tiara Bennett. Tabitha Texara. Kiara Henry. Asia Gaddy. Victoria Brown. Maria Cruz Utheda. Maximiliana Adriata. Jordan Money. Dylan Morrison. Michael Okafor. Hafez Melvin. Human Services. Gina Renee Smith. Miss Dearest Williams. Latoya Hodges. Kim Melvin. Flora Robinson. Della Kirksey. Deborah J. Bethia. Kelly Austin. Aisha Abdullah. Thomas Jarrett. Larry Carlton Sr. Amber Louise Estes. Breon Nichols. Yolanda Burnett. Satanius S. Quinn. Toya Frazier. Talora McKnight. Sylvia K. Vonkpani. Erica Orbing. Jose Benitez. Miguel Diaz. Lexus Scott. Tamora Khalid. Shakira Butler Milborn. Rashida Turner. Marilyn Yvette Torres. Catherine Cat Handy. Keith Hales. Graynell Talton. Rudy Lewis. Hubert Lamptey. Lucine Varney. Naima Good. Trenda Cole. Monica Bates. Ruth Ballard. Ezra D. Smith. Adrian Siobhan Taylor. Herbert Brown. Christopher Muktani. Tiffany Robinson. Ms. Shayna Johnson. Miss Tia Lynn Wakefield. Clarissa Connor. Shanika Millhouse. Latoya Benjamin. Mrs. Sherry Jackson. Kiara Messiah. Talia Newsom. Isaiah Blackwell. Lorraine Allen. Lynette Wilson. Bahim Wheeler. Liz Dolly Negron. Griselle Albino. Naisha Renee Reyes. Caitlin Miller. Marianne Ayala Pizarro. Latifa Scott Williams. Victor Calderon. Lauren Rainey. Accounting. Eva Liz Ramos. Allied Health. Jordan Austin. Siani Pridgeon. Jontavius B. McDowell. Good job. Animal Center Management. Alicia Bristol. Jessica Steiger. Jabria Henderson. Brittany Morrow. Joanna Linder. Brenna Karamana. Emily Brown. Amina Jones. Bridget McLaughlin. Samantha Resendez. Olivia Drennan. Victoria Nicole Norelli. Zoe Rebecca Metz. Travis Brogan. Malisha Ricketts. Velvet Yancey. Atiya Sharif. Business Management. Samantha Annaliz Pabone. Yamilet Varela. Marcela Marie Morales. Carlos M. Garrios. Kerwin Jean Baptiste. Kervin Stephen. Justin Santos. Eric Green. Trey Bolden. Ishmael Caceres. Tia Cameron. Sheena McGibbony. Amanda Frederick. Thais Miller. Brandon Cordero. Xavier Ali Smith. Hanea Murray. Estella P. Clark. Shanice Kennedy. Mecca Bay. Frederick Tooks. Chantel Thomas. Rashonda Grosty. Criminal Justice. Jocelyn Torres. Veronica Belpre. Crystalie Ocasio. Julissa Santos. Sabrina Santiago. Carlos Garcia. Brianna Brown. Edgardo Anteguera Jr. Lunica Spellman. Nicole Jackson. Santiago Zagara. Teresa Martinez. Latasia Coates. Crystal Sanchez. Dental hygiene. Alexis Brittany Cope. Sasha Padilla Sanchez. Lisa Lawless. Cassandra Veracali. Katie Castro. Lisa Del Franco. Katina Joyce. Samantha Pisano. Danielle Lisa Haggerty. Daria Demchenko. Grace Hissey. Julia Lukowski. Zajafet Delgado. Rachel Christian. Hillary Messman. Julia Neild. Jacqueline Martin. Sabrina Costa. Liana Singh. Chanel Monique Cross. Semeli Aguirre Olea. Carla Roach. Hallie Ward. Dana Kozel. Gabrielle Guido. Expanded Functions Dental Assisting. Brittany Pinkerton. Samantha Dreer. Ariella Manessis. Olivia Chevroff. Kayla Kreinaker. Nancy Tang. Angelina DiNardo. Katria Gordon. Fashion Design. Brittany Leonard. Namika Shinatu. Danielle Rice. Fashion Merchandising. Tiffany X. Wright. Nidira Webster. Oh. Nene Jalo. Annika Eskin. Alexa Shikatano. Jonathan Morris. Histotechnician. Abigail Edling. Tierra Bessick. Nicole Richardson. Trisha Lynn Ferguson. Interior Design. Shayla Lee. Sare Gadagdu. Christina Case. Lucy Bale. Tess Merkel. Angelica McClellan. Rebecca Bondi. Leadership Development. Ernest Glover. Khalif Davis. Medical Laboratory Technician, Ryan Brown. Deanna Kupetuk. Claire Elizabeth Creeley. Nursing. Christina A. Steele. Bola Ojo. Turquoise Johnson. Mrs. Valicia Selby. Shanna Danae Downing. Lavanya Odoms. Tara Kennedy. Erin Noel Cox. Occupational Therapy Assistant. Cassidy Wilson. Megan Clements. Brittany Woolner. Megan Whitesell. Andrea Rogers. Kaylee Andrews. Danielle Liner. Heather Plummer. Kelly Barbone. Lakeisha Richardson. Emily Wood. Taylor Wallace. Jessica Prescott. Levi Pena. Kristen Mai. Dot Holtz. Leanne Batten. Physical Therapy Assistant. Teresa Beislein. Radiologic Technology, Joe Pizzio. Alyssa DePrimio. Elizabeth Marchand. Desharay Irwin. Desharay Irwin. There we go. Beautiful. Brianna Logue. Social media marketing. Moesha Morales. Sydney Rutherford. Sports management. Taylor Little. Darius Carr. Sevic De Jesus. Roy Lee. Quadir Wright. Kyrie Jackson. First ever veterinary nursing. Mallory McLymans. Cassandra Rambler. Brianne Bradshaw. Brooke N. Raydol. Kaylina Diaz. Lindsay McCrae. Jasmine Renee Gatewood. Ayana McCain. Amberly Amadio. Angela Burdick. Bailey Senaviva. Kate Wilkinson. Christina Rossi. Stephanie Campanaro. Samantha Benson. Sarah Gleason. Sophia Steinberg. Molly Leventhal. James Loftus. Neela DiLilio. Victoria Fry. Amy Darley. Shauna Gardler. Leanna Confer. Jessica Fritsch. Morgan Gilden. Rebecca Foltz. Kathleen Weidenmeyer. Caitlin Weeder.
Okay, graduates, one little ceremonial bit left. You can now move your tassels from the right of your cap to the left of your cap. Okay, please be seated as we finish the program. We're close. Tracy Johnson, would you please come forward?
Congratulations! Congratulations! Now I'm here to encourage you to give back. I want to say to your neighbor, give back. Give back, give back. Give back to some other student that's starting off on the same journey that you have just completed. Give back to someone that you know that needs to take this walk. But I also want you to pay it forward. Say pay it forward. Pay it forward. Pay it forward to that neighbor, that friend that you know that's in your community that needs to take this journey, that needs to take this walk. Tell them about your Harcum experience, because Harcum is the college of what? Possibilities. Harcum is the college of possibilities. Give them that same possibility and those hopes and dreams that you have now just completed. Say, give back. Pay it forward, because we are Harcum family.
Okay, thank you, Tracy. As we're finishing up, just a few thank yous. I want to thank Lori Plaza and the graduation committee for putting this all together and making this possible for us. Our facilities staff, they had to get it together for us. You know, also campus safety for their part in this program, and the IT staff. We've been streaming all this live, so as you walked across the stage, it's out there on YouTube and everywhere else. One of the things, graduates, that I hope you always remember, that this was an achievement, and it shows you that you can achieve great things. You know, one of the things that I talk about a lot is that, particularly when we look at all the different places we are and all the different partnership sites, why do we do it that way? No other college does it that way. Why do we do it that way? Because we want to lift you up in your community. That's the way things will work. All the things we talked about today, if we don't do it centered in our community, we'll never get there. So you're the next wave. You're the ones that are going to do that. So get out there and make sure you do that you do give back, as Tracy says. I've always talked about that. You know, it may be a younger brother or sister. It may be a friend. It could be anybody. But pass the word on. Help them. Help them to achieve what you have achieved. I think that's very important. And I think just the last thing I'll say to all you graduates as you leave Harcum here today, you are blessed. You are blessed. Now please stand. Please stand. We're going to have the benediction, the alma mater, and then the recession will be the platform party first. So please wait for the platform party, and then we'll form a line for you graduates outside the tent. You'll come next, and then everybody else is welcome to the picnic on the front lawn of Trout Library. So again, congratulations and best wishes.
We're going to look unto the Lord. God, we thank you for this awesome day. We thank you for the staff, faculty members, Dr. DeTemple, and all those that are on the platform, family members, friends, and most of all, these wonderful graduates. We thank you for the day that you've given us. We appreciate all the wonderful opportunities you have bestowed upon us today, and on their journey, we ask that you bless them and keep them. We thank you, and we ask this in your name. We pray. Amen. Come, we hail thee, we pledge to thee our heart's devotion, our loyalty to thee, who does guide us on our way. We unfurl the purple, our sign of loyalty. Oh, hark, come we sing to thee. Our alma mater, we sing to thee. Thy worth we treasure, fond memory. Oh, for ideal so great, ambitions held so high, that follow on in the pathway of life. Our torch of truth and right.